All show long, we have been talking about scams and frauds of all kinds. A little bit later, we're going to talk about people who are getting fake diet injections. They think they're getting the real medicine. They're even faking that these days. Some other folks who've decided to buy a handbag resale, turns out that they are fake. So this crosses a gamut. Our next guest, though, reached out to us because frauds have gotten out of hand these days, and they want the help from the Tam family to get the word out. I'm talking about the FBI, of course. They sent their supervisory special agent, Julia Macbeth, here to break down all different ways scammers are getting to us, even those of us who think that we are too smart to have it happen to us. Please welcome to our conversation Supervisory Special Agent Julia Macbeth. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, thank you. Sometimes I feel like I've seen it all. As I said, 30 years of being a journalist, 6 seasons of this show. You think you've seen it all, and then we see the AI scam that we saw in our first segment, where it's not just a voice, it's a whole human. Mm-hmm. As I said, I feel like it's man against the machine or woman against the machine.
Yeah, it's devastating, and trust me, I feel the same way. So often I see a new complaint and I can't believe what I'm reading. These crimes are absolutely devastating. Last year alone, we had 12.9 billion reported in losses to these types of scams.
And, you know, we just had on Kate. She's in her 70s. Again, I think when people work off stereotypes, they think elderly people, but the reality, there's a popular scam, crypto investment scam, and the sweet spot of the age group. If you're between 30 and 50, raise your hand. You are all potential targets of this scam. Mm-hmm. The crypto scams that are happening out there. How does it work?
So crypto investment scams usually start as some kind of confidence or romance scams, where it could be a wrong number text or reaching out on social media or some dating platform. And they start to engage and they build that trust. And slowly, the scammers will start to introduce their lavish lifestyle, like, oh, I'm going to pick up my new car. You could make money just the same way. And they'll introduce you to crypto investing. And it often will be somebody that doesn't have any interest in it whatsoever. But if this person can make that kind of money, why can't I? So from there, they'll have you download a fake app, and they'll start to ask you to invest a low dollar amount, and from there, it'll kind of snowball. And it'll show that you're making money, but the reality is, the second you send that crypto, that money's gone.
The FBI has launched the Take a Beat campaign to increase awareness, which is part of why you ended up on the show. What does the Take a Beat campaign mean?
So we're urging everybody to take a beat when it comes to these scams, because behind all these scams is a sense of urgency. And that's what these scammers are preying into. And if you just stop, hang up the phone if you're on the phone with them, if you just walk away from the message, talk to somebody, give us a call. Anything you can do to kind of get a second opinion before you give any money. And we really urge you to...
So you mean literal take a beat? Like, I'm on the phone with someone and they're like, hey, we've got this guy, let me hang up, call you back.
Absolutely. One thing we are looking at now is proactive ways that we can identify victims who might be scammed. Oh. And so we are calling people if we think you're being scammed, and we might notify you.
Well, do you know now, I'm pausing, because if the FBI calls me, I'm going to be like, is this a scam? So
absolutely. And imposter scams are a big thing.
Right.
And so what you should know, if the FBI ever calls you, we will never ask you for money, and we're never going to ask you for personal information.
So you won't ask me for my Social Security?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We shouldn't. We should never have any information like that. We're merely calling to tell you that you may be scammed, and we have reason to believe that. And if that's the case, please report it. Please talk to somebody else.
I think that's also the big part of it. We don't know how many people have been victims, because oftentimes people are embarrassed and they just hide. They don't do what Kate did. They don't do what our other guests have done today, speaking up. So what's the big takeaway? Why you all wanted to be part of the show today?
Spreading awareness is a huge way we can combat these crimes. So using your show, and thank you so much for spreading the awareness and helping us out on that. Yeah, the more we talk about it, the more it can become common language and knowledge, and that awareness can really stop people and get them to, again, take a beat before it gets too out of hand.
Well, I'll tell you, when my producer said the FBI called, I was like, wait a minute, what? What do they want? And then when I learned that it was for this campaign to get the word out, I love that Take a Beat. I love that you are empowering people to really give a call. If you're suspicious about something, don't wait. Don't call your cousin like I did once and say, is this real? Call the FBI. They will straighten this out for you. Thank you so much for your time. Please give it up for Special Agent Julia